Dear friends, today I will read Aadha Kuan written by Padma Sachdev. So let's begin with the story. The well has just been drilled. It didn't take much time and the news spread like a wildfire. Mud was still wet in the well. Sparkles of water from the well had made the mud wet. After all, the entire village used to drink water from it. It was obvious for the well to become a little restless. The donkeys have just left after dumping the sack of mud. The well is filled with mud till the time it loses its existence. Mehendi tree was standing erect by spreading its branches on the banks of well. Ladies from both the sides used to come to pluck mehendi leaves. Their tongues have been locked since the closure of the well. Those ladies who didn't knew about the closing of well were standing in a state of astonishment and shock with buckets in hand and matkas on their head and rope on their shoulders. Some ladies came with little kids on their lap. Some came with little girls standing with them with 100 questions in their eyes. Eyes contacted each other, but tongue remained silent. Far away bomb shelling could be heard. No one was scared on hearing these bomb shelling. It was difficult to assess whose bomb it was, India or Pakistan. At the same moment, a small kid was playing with his ball, and the ball rolled up to the well. While picking up the ball, he slipped on the wet mud. His mother, who was standing there itself, picked him up and by beating his back said, "Why did you went to Pakistan? What did you want to take from there?" The child was astonished, thought, "It was a well. How come Pakistan came in between? Till yesterday, each one of them used to fetch water from this well. Today they have filled the well with mud." His mother dragged him away towards India. Ladies gave one last look to the well with their desired eyes and went back home. Soma, who was sitting beneath the bare tree, she did not ask anyone to come along with her. Possibly, no one didn't even notice her. Soma used to bring one big matka with her and used to keep it on the boundary of the well. Any lady from the village would fill it and then leave the matka in Soma's house. The bay tree underneath which Soma used to sit was although on Indian grounds, but it had its branches in Pakistan also. When the bay tree was laden with fruits, children from both the sides used to eat fruits from their side respectively. Even the parrots also took care of this. Bay tree was blooming with each passing year, and Soma was growing old. There were two stones beneath the tree for people to sit, one in India and other in Pakistan, Rajo or Rajiya, and Soma used to sit there and chat for hours. This was continuing for last 50 years. Soma cautiously stirred the insect on the ground. On being stirred, the insect crept towards the Pakistan. Soma thought, "Oh, this should not go to Rajo's house. Looks like a snake." For the first time, the trend of 50 years has broken. Her husband would not have let her come. These men, they have a black heart. Soma kept sitting there all alone. Even the army personnels didn't consider her anything but a mere pillar. Her heart was thumping, and eyes were looking ahead the road from where Rajo used to come with a matka on her head or carrying his grandson with her. She will not come today. Soma closed her eyes and flashback started. That time, Soma's complexion was like a burning fire. Lying with her elbow support, Soma was deep in thoughts. Maybe the running crowd left her alone. When she fell down unconscious, someone might have dragged her and laid her on the grass. When she gained her conscience, she found herself in this camp. In this camp, she met Rajiya and many more ladies who were left behind, all alone, waiting for their relatives. But no one came. Don't know if anybody is alive or not. Suddenly, Rajiya came there running and covered Soma's face with the ashes and blackened her face. "What are you doing, Rajo? Keep quiet. Such a shining face will attract anyone, even in the dark." Before she could say anything more, few men entered in the camp. They were flashing torch on everyone's face. Whoever had bright, shining face were made to stand with the wall. They took 7 to 8 ladies with them. In the morning, they would return like the flickering lamp who have burnt all night. Then, one day, few trucks came and left after taking people of their respective nationalities. When Razia came to this camp, she came to know that no one in her family is alive. The camp was near the border. She got married to a weaver, although the weaver was a bachelor but was aged. He had left all hope for his marriage, but the partition happened and he saved himself from dying a bachelor. He accepted Razia with all respect. Soma also got married to a tailor. No one in her family is alive. Tailor was only concerned with food. He used to say that his lineage should continue, and for that Soma was fair enough. She gave birth to 4 sons. Tailor thought, I will give 4 sewing machines to each one of them, and our shop will glow. Boys will look just like me. Soma laughed. I know, I have brought them up, but he is the father. When they were newly wed, he used to roam around her all the time and used to say, Soma, do not go on the well during daytime. People will see you and they will stare you. Soma used to get up early in the morning, go to the well, take a bath, and fill drinking water. Tailor's pupil used to come to wash the clothes. Soma had no objection with his washing, as this was going to give her some rest. One day, in the dark, when Soma dropped matka in the well, the same time another vessel came down in the well. Soma's heart thumped. No one should come in such darkness. She asked sternly, You have come to fill water early in the morning? Who are you? Soma saw there is a woman on the other side. The other woman's matka stopped wherever it was. She lifted the matka up and put it on the boundary and ran up to hug Soma. Then there was no light on the borders. That lady cried and said, I am your Rajo. I stayed with you in the camp. I thought I will never see you again. I live in the village ahead. Water of this well is very sweet, and I often come here to fetch water, but never saw you. Soma said, My tailor does not let me go out in the broad daylight. And Rajo, if that day if you did not have rubbed ash on my face and made it black, God only knows what would have happened. Let's forget all those talks. It is good that my husband is a tailor and yours is a weaver. One will weave cloth and other will stitch the cloth. Both of them laughed their heart out. Rajo, promise me that you will come here every day. We both will sit here and talk. There is a stone lying beneath the bare tree. You also bring one for yourself. Rajo replied, Yes, Soma. It is easy to live with a tailor and a weaver, but very difficult to survive. He sits on the counter in the morning, comes home for lunch. I don't have anyone to talk. Okay then, Rajo. From now on, we both will sit underneath the bay tree and talk. Slowly and steadily, the bay tree grew, and the well came to be known as the Bear's Well. Morning and evening were busy. Ladies from both the sides used to come, hang their dupattas on the branch, and took their bath, teased each other. If anyone was filling the vessel, then she would try to fill all the vessels. Similarly, same thing happened on the other side. An unknown competition used to take place. Unmarried girls used to bath in open on the well, while daughter-in-laws used to bath in coverage. Well used to quench everyone. Razia told Soma that my husband is a weaver. He owns some land in his name. His age is more, but looks good. Life is good with him. Soma replied, Array, everyone calls my tailor a chela. But when he came in my destiny, he wasn't a chela anymore. Razia said, Good, we can live peacefully. We have roof over our head. And what more does a lady need? Do you have any children? Soma said, Yes, one son. And you? Razia said shyly, I have twins. Both are fine now. Whenever Razia and Soma meet, they to fetch water, they would talk endlessly. When their children grew, their talking time also grew. Both of them used to sit on the stones and would whisper endlessly. No one used to bother them. Indo-Pak War of 1965. Bomb shelling was from both the sides. Soldiers from both the sides died. Well went isolated due to military patrolling. People from both the sides used to abuse each other's mother and sister. They used to collect their cows and buffaloes and reach home till evening. Cows and buffaloes do not understand war. Similarly, Rajiya and Soma also did not understand war. They used to say, countries have been partitioned. Now live peacefully in your region. But no, they have to fight. On the borders, daily the fight for cows and herds. Sometimes a hen crosses the border line and goes there, or sometimes cows and buffaloes cross the line to chew grass. Their stomach remained full. People tried to control their herd. Soma's elder son went on to join army, and so did Razia's son. Both the ladies used to sit on the well and discuss. God knows, both the boys don't die fighting each other. Razia used to say seriously, see Soma, all these are act of Nambardar. They are only here to make everyone fight. They are the real culprits. We have not given birth to our sons to fight each other. Soma said sadly, I had objected several times. A captain got his clothes stitched from him. He lacked a lot, and my tailor said to him to assign one of my son as a soldier. He remembered, and as the vacancy came up, he allotted it to my son. Razia said, my second son has also opened another shop. Ladies from India also come to purchase. Soma said, see Rajjo, bring one shirt piece for me. I have a bottom piece left from last year, but do not have a shirt. Pearl color with red impression will look good. Okay Soma, I myself will go to the shop and choose one piece for you, and my Jija will stitch a befitting shirt for you. Post-war people forget everything and start living like nothing happened. During 1965 war, the well again went into isolation. Soldiers' fear refrained everyone from going to the well. Water was carried from well to army camps through army trucks. All weddings came to a halt due to war. After war, Fakira took the wedding procession to his brother Muhammad's home. This was the first happy event after the war. Razia and Soma also met in the wedding. Razia cried and said, thank Allah, my son came back from war alive. Soma said, thank God Razia, your nephew is also alive. Those folks have hit bullet on his leg. His boot was very tough. Yesterday only I had gone to Panjpir and took the blessing. Panjpir was in India. Razia said, Soma, I have also prayed to go to Panjpir. Someday when patrolling will be less, I will go. Soma said, God knows when this war will end. Our lives will end in this fear only. Yes, we have become Dadi Nani now. How many more days we will survive now? If there wasn't any war, who will say that we are two different countries? How can we be different? We are same. Our sorrows and happiness are same. We became youth together. We are aging together. What to tell you? I cannot see properly. Plenty of times my tailor said to take me to city for eye checkup, but forgets. His eyes are also weak. My eyes are also weak. War ends, then I will also go to your doctor. I have heard he is a very good eye specialist. Rajjo said, wait for few days and we will go together. Rajjo said and got up. She further said, Soma, new Sattu has come. I will bring some for you. Make your old husband drink some. Well again became the center of attraction. Someone would bring her new daughter-in-law for puja, then distribute sweet to other side ladies also. Lots of voices and laugh can be heard. There were funny fights also, like this bucket is of Pakistan, this matka is of Hindustan. But water remains the same in them, like one sky. There was no fight about it. There were certain small fights continuing on border. Both sides were used to it. From morning till evening, from evening till morning, lot of patrolling used to take place, and the well used to remain isolated. Then came the news, a bus service has started amid India and Pakistan. Razia asked Soma while sitting on the stone, Hey Soma, what are these rumors about bus service? Soma said, These are not rumors. Our Prime Minister has gone to Pakistan. Ways are open now and I want to go Kunjriwala, my home in Pakistan. Rajju said, Soma, My aunt-in-law stays there. I will also go there with you. From now on, beneath the bay tree, there were talks about Kunjriwala. One day, Soma said shyly, there was a halwai's shop in the Kunjriwala. Don't know if it is still there. Whenever in the morning I used to go to that shop to buy curd, his son would give me one full scoop. Raziya said, Arey, he must be there waiting for you with scoop full of malai. Soma laughingly hit Rajo on hand and said, don't you feel shame? Those days have gone. We were growing together. We were about to go ahead when partition happened. Rajo, oh, don't abuse. Partition was not our call. Who came to ask? It's the decision of kings. We have always seen fights while living on the border. Then one evening, bomb shelling increased and the life on the well came to a standstill. Ladies who came to fetch water ran back to their homes. Some simply left their vessels and ran by clutching their children. Rajo said, Allah, please protect my Habib. Soma said, God, please protect my Mohan. Bomb shelling and fighter planes, only these things were left. So many days have passed and no one came on that well. Bad news of Soma's son has arrived. Well was full. Soma wiped her eyes with her aanchal and said, my Mohan died. My well also died. Raziya's Habib must be alive. Dear friends, this is the end of the story. Please stay tuned for the next story. You can also listen to the Hindi version of this story on my other channel. The link for my another channel is in the description box. Please do listen the Hindi translation also. Please like, share and subscribe the channel.